Welcome back to Kevin's Trooper channel. This is the channel where we do all types of DIY projects for overlanding and off-roading. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about what I carry in my rig when I go overlanding or off-roading. So I thought today we would do a walk around of the Trooper and I would show you what I carry and how I carry it and how I pack everything. And the Trooper right now is just about halfway packed because I'm not going on a trip, so I have plenty of available space left. But I thought I would walk around today and go through some of the essentials and how I pack them in the Trooper, and it really stays like that on a day-to-day basis. So let's get started. Now here we are on top of the Trooper, and I apologize for the shaky camera work, but I'm freehanding this today. Now strapped to one side of my roof rack, I have the Boar off-road tracks, and these are a cheaper version of the Max tracks. I don't think they were near as expensive as the original Max tracks, and by the way, I have them strapped down with some bungees called a Better Bungee. These are the very best bungee cords you could get anywhere on the planet, because as you guys know, bungee cords go bad in the sun after a few months, and these things have been fantastic. They're called a Better Bungee, and they are definitely well worth the money. And then in the back, I keep my toolbox I got from Northern Tool. I looked everywhere trying to find a good toolbox in the back. So let's get that open and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so here we are in the back, and you can see this toolbox has a locking handle. And I added this weather stripping all around to try to make it just a little bit more weather tight. And then you can see I put some of the rubber diamond tread matting in the bottom. So that way I can put any extra tools or anything like that that I need in there, and I can lock that up and it'll be safe. And then I have my favorite rope wrapped around here in the back. And on this side, I have my high lift jack. Now, on my particular high lift jack, I went ahead and welded the bottom plate steady. And the only reason that I did that is because this thing was rattling as I was driving around. This floor plate was rattling like crazy, and I don't ever see the need to take that off, so I just welded mine on. And I have the whole thing locked down with some master lock cable wraps. On the other side of the roof rack, I have this fantastic Dewalt case that I found. And inside this case, there's a bunch of little divisions. So if I need to throw tools or little electrical parts or anything like that, I can throw them in there. It's empty right now. I just put it up here, but I have it in case I need to throw something in it. And then on this side, I have my bracket for my shovel and my axe. The axe I use is from Fiskars. They're one of my favorite axes. And then this shovel, I'm gonna have to go back and look of where I got this shovel. This is a solid steel shovel with a special kind of plastic handle. I'm trying to think where I got this. I'll link it for you guys. But whenever I bought this, there was a video of a guy taking this handle and slamming it into a cinder block as hard as he could a bunch of times, and it never broke. This shovel is practically indestructible. I'll go back and find where I got this, and then of course I sharpened the end and then repainted it black. But yeah, this is a great shovel. I don't remember off the top of my head what brand it is, but I remember doing quite a bit of research before I bought it. And then coming around here to the driver's side, I have one of my 2 fire extinguishers mounted right here by the driver's door. And it is the smaller of my 2 fire extinguishers that I have. If you have an off-road rig and you don't have at least 1 fire extinguisher, you're making a big mistake. I have 2. And I have my first one right there where I can grab it. I have my ram mount. Now, I've been through several mounts, and this ram mount is absolutely the best one that you can get. I have 2 attachments for it. I have this attachment that goes with my cell phone, and then I have another one that I can change this part of it out that contains my GPS, my Garmin GPS. And the base stays the same, and you can just take this apart and change out this head unit for several different attachment points. And then as I come on the inside, I have my switches for my overhead lights. And here in the back door, I have my first aid kit, which again, if you don't have a first aid kit in your off-road rig, you really need to reconsider that. This is a really nice off-road kit. And there is provisions in here for just about any emergency. I have a bee sting kit in here. There's a sewing kit. There is a multi-tool. There's tweezers. Anything that you need in here for an emergency, I have it. So spend some money on your emergency kit. And then I have some sunscreen, and I have some mosquito spray. Because we're in South Louisiana, and I don't care if it's December or July, we're gonna have mosquitoes. I have all of my extra bungees in this pocket here. I have my second fire extinguisher here, which is nice and secure, and I know exactly where it is, and everybody that rides with me also knows exactly where it stays. It's on a breakaway bracket, so all you have to do is pull this strap, and this comes right out. In my SUV drawers that I built, which if you guys haven't seen my video series on my custom SUV drawers, I want to encourage you to go back and look. I have a step-by-step video series on building these. But in my drawer here on the left, this is the drawer where I keep my Dewalt Powerstation. This has an air compressor, a light, a USB jack, and the ability to jump start. This thing, it does, I also have a video on this. This thing does so many different things all in one. And then this is a really long toe strap if I need an extra strap. And then I have three, if I can get it out, I have three of these little blocks in case I need to use this to put my jack on. I have three of those. And I have my tire plugging kit. And you can see I have room to put some other stuff in here as well. On this other side, opposite of my fire extinguisher, I have my flashlight mount. Now there are these really bright, really high-powered lights now that you can get, but the batteries don't last in them. You may get 30 minutes to an hour of battery time. These mag lights work every time you turn them on. They can sit here for a year, and when you turn it on, it's still going to work. And so I keep a mag light here. And in this drawer, I have a 12-ton bottle jack. Bottle jacks are a lot safer than high lift jacks. So if at all possible, if I have to lift the vehicle, I will use this bottle jack over the high lift jack if at all possible. So I carry both. And then I have a little military shovel. I have my tire deflator kit. And I have a Condor knife and tool hatchet made in El Salvador. Really amazing hatchet. And I have my recovery bag. Underneath my recovery bag, I have a 4-way. And in my recovery bag, I have my winch blanket, which if you use your winch and you're not using a blanket, you're taking your life into your own hands. I have an old hook just in case I need it off of my winch controller, a couple of soft shackles, lots of gloves. This is meant to hook onto my wheel, and it hooks onto my high lift jack in case I need to lift a wheel. I have an old bag that I can use as a second blanket. And some more recovery equipment. and several shackles. And I've got it all stacked in here where it won't rattle around. So in case you guys haven't noticed, I really can't stand stuff rattling around while you're driving along. So I pack everything in here where it's not gonna rattle around while I'm driving. I've seen so many off-road rigs, whenever you ride in them, you can't hardly stand it because there's stuff rattling around all the time. And I try very hard for that not to happen. And there we go. We're all cinched up. I have these Rok Straps on top of the SUV drawers. These things are fantastic for tying things down. And here at the front of the rig, I have my Rigid Industries lights, my Smitty built winch, and my move bumper that I built myself. And if I were leaving for a trip, I would throw my tool bag in there with some tools, and this is the bag that I carry all of my straps in. I have ropes and straps and extra bungee cords, things like that to tie stuff down with. So there you have it, guys. There's a few things that I carry in my off-road rig. Why don't you leave a comment below and tell me what I forgot or something that I might add, or what you carry in your off-road rig that I don't have in mine. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our great group of guys and gals that we have on this channel. And you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up because you know it means a lot to me. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video.